This meal plan is for 2 whole weeks, $7.30 a day for 6 meals. That's literally for all 6 meals all day long. It's nearly all organic, whole foods, 100% plant-based, and fulfills all of your nutritional needs. The average food cost for people eating at home, I'm gonna put up a little chart, I have it in front of me, but I'm gonna put it on the screen right there. The lowest cost plan, which is spending roughly between $180 and $240, which is exactly what we're gonna go for. And so instead of buying $40 to $50 worth of groceries every single week, filling up your pantry, and then by the end of the week your pantry is empty again, my goal is to spend $80 to $100 every 2 weeks, so same price, but you're shopping for 2 weeks at a time, buying in bulk, and then eventually building up a pantry so that you have a pantry full of organic, healthy, plant-based foods. Also, it's springtime. Foods are changing depending where you live, so you may not even have some of the fresh produce that I have, but you just find compatible foods that are in season wherever you are at. You do you. You pick foods that you want to eat. Don't forget to give this video a like if you do like it, and that lets me know that I should keep creating more videos like this. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, just hit the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. I'll put a link right here. Okay, let's jump into the grocery list. These first 2 weeks I went to Costco, so I'm going to pause here for just a sec to explain what's happening on the screen here. In the top left hand corner, that's going to be the total amount that I paid, and that's going to go up as I show you every single item. And then below that, I'm going to list off what the item is, how many of that item that I bought. So I bought 10 sweet potatoes, then the price, which is $6.99 for these sweet potatoes, and that will change according to the item. And then below that, it's going to say the daily amount, so I can have 3/4 of a potato per day. And then below that, it's going to be daily macros. Macros are your macronutrients, your protein, fat, and carbs, and that is just going to add up and eventually give you your daily totals for how much you're going to get every single day for these next 2 weeks. Next, I bought 1.5 pounds of lettuce mix. 12 lemons roughly were in this bag. 20 apples. This is the cheapest apple at Costco, and they came with so many of them. I bought 4 bundles of bananas, 3 pounds of frozen dark cherries, 3 pounds of frozen blueberries, 36 ounces of hummus. I just chose spicy because I like spicy hummus. 8 cans of black beans, 1.5 gallons of soy milk. So this actually came in a 2-pack, and I ended up only using 1 of these, so that saves me roughly $5, which is super cool. And by the way, natural peanut butter has oil on the top, so this is what's normal. It's not normal if it doesn't have that on top. So just stir that up nice and well and pop that in the fridge. Then again, this superfood blend, I only used half the bag. And by the way, this has a ton of vitamins and minerals in here that are going to help fill in any nutritional gaps for these first 2 weeks or first month. And then the brown rice, again, I only used about 40% of the brown rice bag. And now I'm able to, with these last 3 items, start building up my pantry and items in my fridge. Also keep in mind that prices may vary depending on where you go and where you live, so I will put links down below in the description for items on Amazon if you want to get on Amazon. So let's keep going. This is going to be the easiest meal prep of your life. All I did was cook up some rice. So I just prepared 4 days worth of rice. So for 4 days worth, it's 2.5 cups of dry rice with 6 cups of water. And I filled up these little mason jars that I have. They make just under 2 cups of cooked rice per day. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the sweet potatoes. I'm just gonna prep about 4 days worth. This is actually 4 to 5 days worth of sweet potatoes at a time. All I'm doing is chopping up thick pieces of sweet potato, putting it on parchment paper, popping it in the oven at 450 degrees, cooking for 15 to 20 minutes, flipping it, and then cooking it again for 15 to 20 minutes. And don't make my mistake, I tend to always burn sweet potatoes for whatever reason, so keep an eye out on them. You can get sweet potatoes crispy without any oil or flour or anything to make them like French fries. You just gotta watch your time, and it's gotta be cooked at a high temperature. And don't worry, I'm gonna include everything down below in the description, everything that you need to know for this plan as well. Now for some sample meals. The lemons, all I'm using the lemons for are in my water throughout the day. I just love lemon water.
If you're not into the lemon water, then you could probably just skip out on lemons or buy something else. And then I also have tea. I did not include this in the budget plan because I've already stocked up on tea and already spent that money on that. And not everyone likes tea or coffee or whatever you drink. Not everyone drinks that. So I'm just not including that as part of this. And for one of the meals, I'm just adding my daily serving of frozen blueberries, daily serving of cherries, my daily serving of the superfood blend, water, a banana, bringing it to a boil for about 5 minutes and then simmering for 5 minutes, and then pouring it into a bowl, adding about half a cup of soy milk on top. And as it cools, this thing thickens up, so it's kind of like a berry pie porridge thing. It's really good. And this I'm going to have twice a day, apples and peanut butter. This accounts for 2 snacks, so I'm gonna have roughly 1 to 2 apples every single day, depending on how hungry I am. I might only have 1 apple a day and, just have that twice. And I'm going to go through a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. This is where I'm using all of my peanut butter. And then for another meal, I'm just having half of a serving of my rice with 1 serving of the sweet potatoes. And here's another meal option. I'm putting my servings worth of greens, a banana, and roughly 1.25 to 1.5 cups of soy milk. Blending that all together. And don't be fooled, I know this probably doesn't look very appetizing, but it's actually really good. And then for the last meal, this makes 6 meals. I'm just cooking up some black beans, my full day's worth of black beans, and heating up some rice and topping it off with my full serving of hummus. And those are all the meals. And before my next week begins, before all my bananas get nice and nasty and brown, I do not like my bananas brown. I hate them brown. I really love them when they're nice and yellow with a little bit of green. That's my favorite thing. So I'm just taking an old greens bag and putting my bananas in that bag and putting that in the freezer. By the way, I also popped all my greens into the freezer as well before they got bad.
I'm gonna do this week after week because I need to budget my food. So I was like, I may as well share how I'm budgeting my food with everyone else. And we're gonna budget. We're gonna save some money together.